Hey everybody, JT, the soccer scholar here, talking about our final match day for the Greater Miami Conference boys schedule and slate. So let's get to it first. Recap from an earlier previous match day. Not match day 5, forgot to change the thing here, but it's match day 8. This was the score lines. Mason 4-0 over Princeton, which means that Mason is your 2021 GMC champion. So congratulations to the Comets there. Lakota East with a 6-0 victory over Middletown. Sycamore 2-1 over Oak Hills. Colerain all over Hamilton 8-1. And then Lakota West 2-0 over Fairfield. By the way, then some matches to catch us up. Lakota East won big over Hamilton on Monday. Lakota West won big on Hamilton on Tuesday. So let's get to our standings to prep us here for the final GMC match day. As I mentioned before, Mason has already won the GMC. They have that 7-0-1 record. So even if they lose on this final match day, Lakota East and Lakota West, the best they can do is 20 points, so Mason still will get the title. So congratulations there to the Comets. But with that, as you can see, the Thunderhawks and the Firebirds, both with that match over Hamilton, now have jumped over Sycamore. So they both have 17 points there on the season. Sycamore there with 15 points. Then Fairfield and Colerain with 13. Princeton with a solid season at 10. Oak Hill 6. Middletown 1. And then Hamilton, nothing yet here in the GMC slate. So with that said, let's get you all caught up with everything happening now on this final match day. A very intriguing matchup. Obviously, this one is between two teams that have just not quite gotten the points, but Middletown has been in some games throughout the season. Hamilton has had some tough ones. This one's going to be at Middletown, and the Middies, I think this is going to be a collection of points here. They're the home squad. I think they're going to be fired up. They've played some other GMC schools tough. Hamilton, though, definitely doesn't want to be left out of the GMC slate with no points, so this is going to be a really good one, but I'm going to actually take the Middletown Middies. Fairfield versus Lakota East. This one's going to be in Fairfield. It's going to be a really good match, but I think Fairfield's had a really solid season. Last year, you didn't really get to see too much of the Indians because due to different COVID protocols from different schools and things like that, Fairfield just played a GMC schedule. So we didn't see a whole lot of the Indians throughout the season. This year, we've gotten to see some more of them. They picked up some really good quality out of conference wins. And now the Indians are going to get to host Lakota East. Obviously, they're too far out of the mix, but sitting there with the 13 points means that they have a shot at trying to move up a little bit, just in kind of how the final standings go. They won't be able to catch Lakota East with a win, but the Thunderhawks obviously want to try to get the win to try and make sure they finish second, or at least in tie with second. Just overall for bragging rights on the season here. So this one should be a good one. I'm actually going to take the Thunderhawks for the win-draw option. Princeton hosting Sycamore. Hey, the Vikes have had a very good season. I know they're sitting there with the 10 points, not quite where they want to be as they kind of the season finished up, but the Vikings have done very well this season. They get Sycamore at home. Should be an interesting contest, but I think the A's have started to get things going. They had some tough results early on in the GMC slate, which hurt them down the long road of trying to catch up with Mason. But that one blemish on the Mason Comets' perfect GMC record, that one tie, that came to Sycamore, and that was in Comet Country. So I think the A's are a team you can't sleep on, especially as we're about to hit tournament season here. So I'm actually going to take Sycamore here in this matchup. Oak Hills and Lakota West. This was one where we knew kind of, as they've said all season long, Oak Hills had a lot of really good senior talent. They have some really good talent with what they have now, but it's kind of taken some time to really kind of figure out how do you replace some of that goal scoring and things like that. They've been in some tough contests. As you saw last time, they were just edged out by Sycamore. This one hosting Lakota West. Look, I think the Firebirds are legit this year. They finished out with an 8 seed overall in the Southwest District. They're right now tied for second in the GMC. I think the Firebirds here are going to go get the result on the road, trying to keep pace with their rival Lakota East to see if they can both try and finish, if they're both going to try and finish second, or if one's going to kind of edge out the other here or whatnot. But the Firebirds, I think it's going to be a very interesting contest, especially because if you looked at the brackets, depending on seeding, obviously Lakota West has a good contest against potentially Loveland, but they could see Lakota East depending on if the Thunderhawks take care of business against Northwest and then Elder. Final matchup, Mason Comets. It's a road matchup here for them. They've already won the GMC, so no true pressure here on the Comets, but Colerain has been a solid squad all season long. This one was where the Comets won during the regular season, but Colerain gave him a really heck of a tournament game. I'm interested to see how the Cardinals stack up against the Comets here to finish out the GMC slate.